So face masks are officially back as part of the Las Vegas experience. When does that happen? We'll tell you that in this video. I'll also tell you how we got here and why this is even happening. I'm doing this old school. Who's old enough to remember when I did videos in my car here on the channel? I've been around for 2.5 years, so tell me if you remember when I just did car videos. How's it going, guys? My name is Steve and I'm not leaving Las Vegas. Usually I'm in a studio with fancy graphics, or I'm editing video, or I'm doing live streams. Subscribe to the channel. This is an update for today. It is July, what is the day today? I don't even know, 27th. In a few days, and I'll tell you that in just a minute, where everybody's going to require a mask inside a building in the state of Nevada. It's going to be vaccinated or not. And why did we get to this point? Leave me a comment below. Let me know if this is the last straw. If you like Popeye and you can't stand no more, you let us know if this is going to cancel your plans. We are at a threshold where the state could be losing business because of this. And the county commissioners last week actually acknowledged that when they instituted their measure to try to stem everything. And now this governor has stepped in and he's actually taking control of the situation. And if you guys like the channel and you guys like it enough, Patreon and channel memberships are great ways to support us. Thank you so much with that. We have a lot of really great stuff coming up, Vegas related. Subscribe right now. It doesn't cost you any money, and hit the bell for notifications. If you need a face mask, VegasFaceMask.com, no S at the end. We never stopped making these. We had people working in stores or people that wanted to wear one because they weren't vaccinated. And they're the only two masks you'll ever need. There's no nose wire. It goes around the back of your head, not your ears. VegasFaceMask.com, no S at the end. Free shipping, 2 for $25, like 60 patterns plus solid colors. Look, I know that you don't like them, but if you got to wear them, wear the best one in town. All right, so that's that. So today, the CDC came out with guidance. Before even the guidance came out and I even knew it was happening, I predicted that on August 17th, we go to a mask mandate for the entire state, mandatory, vaccinated or not. And it turns out it's going to be happening in a few days. What happened today was the CDC said, well, we are recommending that in counties with high transmittability rates and with serious problems and serious threshold issues on COVID transmission, that they have mandatory face mask requirements. Now, what happened last year was from March of last year, when the outbreak actually hit in earnest and everything went gonzo, bonkers on us, until May of this year, Steve Sisak was firmly in control. May of this year, though, he did different things. And we'll talk about that in a minute, how this is very different than last year. It is very different. I'm going to tell you that in just a minute, but it's very different. He actually said in May of this year, though, May of 2021, he said, well, whatever the CDC goes, we're going to go with the same thing. So today when the CDC came out and said that, hey, if you are in a serious situation in your county, which is 46.7%, I think, of the entire country, up 17 points from last week with this Delta variant, you should be wearing a mask indoors, vaccinated or not. Steve Sisak signed an executive order, meaning thereby at Friday, 12:01 a.m., everybody in the state of Nevada is going to have to wear a face mask, vaccinated or not. Right now, we're at a place where just the people working in the general public, being in a store, a casino, a restaurant, if you're interacting with the public indoors, you have to wear a mask. That was the ruling from the county commissioners last week. They said we have to do something. Now, it boils down to two different factors. Of course, the health factor. We want to make sure that the most susceptible to getting really sick are going to be protected, and we can stop the transmission. They say these work 30%. They drop the rates. I don't know if that's true. You tell me in the comments below. Do you think masks work? Say yes, masks work, or no, they don't, and that's fine to have your opinion too. They say they work. They wanted to drop that. Now, what's interesting about this whole thing here is that when the county commissioners had their meeting, they talked about the healthcare aspect. Of course, that's the primary thing about stopping the spread, right? But they also talked about big events. Now, picture this if you're a big event, okay? You're the Consumer Electronics Show. You're going to spend close to $1 billion to invite the entire CEA, the Consumer Electronics Association, to Vegas. You want to make sure people are going to actually be able to show up. Sorry, I'm recording this over and over again. It's very hot in the car. You're going to want to make sure that people can show up. You're going to want to make sure that people are going to be able to travel. And you turn to the county and you say, what are you doing to stop the quick spread of what's happening in Southern Nevada, in Las Vegas in particular? So you say, well, let's try just masking everybody who works with the public. And then the CDC steps in a week later, and the governor goes with what the CDC says. And so now, here we go, Friday, 12:01, everybody, you, me, him, her, them over there, they all have to wear the mask, regardless, vaccine or not. And I'm vaccinated, and I've been wearing these on the streams because I don't want to get COVID and get a bad flu, because that's what they say COVID is when you've been vaccinated. Now, we can make a whole nother video on why masks and the vaccine, everybody's so upset. If you want to see that video, say yes. I have some ideas about what it all boils down to, and I have some great analogies for you. But at the end of it all, it's going to be very different this time. Very, very, very different. And here's why, okay? Last year when masks came mandated in June, late June, you had 25% of restaurants open. I think it was anywhere throughout the year. It fluctuated between 50 to 25%. There were no shows performing all of last summer for the most part. There was no big events happening. There was no Garth Brooks at Allegiant Stadium. There was no UFC fights. Golden Knights aren't playing until the fall, but there was no Golden Knights games. None of this was in place. Now everything is in place. Practically every Cirque du Soleil show is back open. Big events abound. People are cramming into Fremont Street for the free concerts. So I guess ultimately, these might not be a terrible idea. And if they don't work 30%, if they only worked 10%, they could still save the life of somebody who didn't get a vaccine. Because right now they say that that's who's ending up in the hospitals. And, you know, and again, that's another video for another day about why people are so upset about this. And if you want to see it, say yes in the chat. But I just want to bring you that news today. Everything is open otherwise. You can come to Vegas. God knows how nightclubs and masks are going to work. Pool parties and masks. I don't know. It doesn't say if this is indoor or outdoors. When we can dial it in, follow me on Twitter, nllvcontact. That's where I've been posting a lot of updates, analyzing maps, and looking at that kind of stuff. You guys might like that. You might join in there. But yeah, if you guys need a mask, vegasfacemask.com, the only two that you'll ever need, no S at the end. If you guys want to support us further, there's Patreon channel memberships. It sure helps out these days as the economy seems to be weird, and the family, you know, is out here with you guys, and you guys are our family, and we're all supporting each other. So thank you guys so much. If you guys like this video, throw it a like. If you're just browsing through, subscribe to the channel, consider it. I do these videos. I'm doing this emergency style in my car. Old school. Who remembers the car videos from back in the day? Look at this. I've been in the car for just a few minutes. Look at all the sweat. It is what it is. All right, now's the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. Ready? Look at the camera. 3, 2, 1, ready, and click.